Hello, everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest on your YouTube platform. If this is your first time to this channel, uh, I'm going to warn you that I use lots of profanity. And that's not to say that I can't think of anything better to say because I say good shit all the time. So you can take that how you want. So anyway, hit that subscribe button if you don't mind a black man being brutally honest. If you don't, hey, this channel may not be for you. So just let you know that America is full of freedoms. I'll go ahead and say. And I'm going to start off and I'm going to set the tone here because I actually had to stomach this movie in order to have an efficient take on what I'm going to talk about tonight. you know, so it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. And let me just tell you something. America, black men, that's my local group of men, even though I don't feel like all of you are brothers. Seriously, and I'm going to talk about all of that shit tonight. Uh Black men have never, ever, ever, ever denied or attempted to deny black women as a collective of any rights or freedoms. Never. It does not happen. You may run into a few men that has the standard for the lady that he wants, that granted that he does want a black woman, but no. The intent of getting in relationships is to love and cherish. Is not to oppress and abuse and deny rights to. It's not that. And we seem like us as a people, we fall for the okie doke quite frequently. So for you 13 that are already here, like I said, I'm just setting the tone. So thank you, and please hit like on the way in. Yes, I did go see this film yesterday. So we're gonna have a good broadcast tonight. So I'm gonna read something to y'all real quick. Propaganda. I wish I could be more objective, just based on the perception of the things that I'm gonna say tonight. Um I do consider myself to be very objective and very fair, but everybody may not believe that. So just throwing it out there. So anyway, propaganda, the spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. Hmm. I can't see The Color Purple, and I'm talking about the one that came out back in the day and the one that came out Christmas Day 2023. I can't see it as anything more than a propaganda film pushing this idea that black men as a collective are the enemy of black women in some way, shape, or form or fashion. That's our idea of a black community as far as black men go, to enslave black women. Only this time it's not a cotton field, but let's just go ahead and tell the truth. It was the men outside anyway. Research your fucking history. It's not a cotton field this time. It's a kitchen. It's a household because for some god awful reason, we have this sentiment going around as if that black men want to enslave black women by confining them to the kitchen and to the bedroom and to cleaning the house, keeping it clean and neat. whereas whereas we black men, we just get to sit down and bark orders and tell these poor women what to do. I'm saying right now that's a goddamn lie. You know, my take on eating is this: if you want to eat, you'll cook, or I'll cook. But you want to eat, so you don't have to cook for me. I can cook for myself. And see that what kind of a positive for black men in a way, because we had to adapt and evolve to this bullshit environment that television and film and music easily causes. Say it's the programming and how we so easily fall susceptible to it because we don't have this as a collective. And when I say collective this time, I'm talking about black people. We don't have very much self-esteem. So we always are, whether it's subconsciously or out in the open, which that social media has a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to seek validation from others, from other races. Yeah, some of you that's gonna hear even a snippet of this is not gonna want to hear much of what I have to say. And I've felt like this. I've always knew something was weird for a long time. For a long time. I'm talking about maybe a multiple of decades, you know, just to frame how long I've been aware and awake to this nonsense. Yeah, it's this goes a little deeper than things like feminism, even though feminism is heavily involved in these poor ass narratives. Propaganda. This is something that as a people we have to look out for. We have to keep our mind sharp, our eyes open. But many of us don't choose to do that. In fact, many of us will fight the ones who have their eyes open. Gaslight, call them crazy, call them stupid, and would even work with other groups to silence those. It's sad. It's sad. This is my grudge against this kind of thing, this kind of disgusting propaganda that has out in the open divided black men and black women. Not saying that the color purple is the only thing that did that, but it was a large contributing factor during the pre-internet era. Shoot, many of us didn't have color TVs when this movie came out, or computers for that matter. So let me go ahead and break for a moment, and not break like that, but you gotta just go ahead and give some shout outs. First off, shout out to the replay gang. Thank you as always for tuning in. by your choice because, you're not here in real time, but you have actually made time to watch this broadcast, which is as in real time as a live stream. So I really appreciate that. And, leave a comment in the comment section, hashtagging replay gang. Um, Also, let me give a shout out to the members. You guys make my day, you make my week, and more importantly, you make my month because your membership has a monthly, you know, cost of $2.99 that you don't mind paying each month to be a member of this channel. So I do appreciate that. I have 13 of you, and anyone listening right now can step in and become number 14 if you like. If you want to be the fourth, that is, of course, but don't, just something to think about. Just throwing it out there. So the current membership is as follows: Greg, Aaron P, Phil Brad, Days, Toya the Tutor, Indigo Flow, Gold Star P, D Rock Den, American Negro, D Scott, Andre 416 Reformed, Black Light Revelations 2, and last but certainly not least, Mr. Me Too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to the moderators that are monitoring the live chats, making sure nothing crazy goes down. And it's been pretty cool over here for the most part. And let me give a shout out to the live chat gang. Those of you who choose to come here and participate in the live chat, giving your comments and, keeping it, almost as interesting as as myself. So, I mean, I'm just, we all need each other. So, yes, yeah. So good shit, man. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And the habitual line steppers that are in the general audience of the Roger Report Live, YAS4W, whenever he decides to start back up, Darth Skater 7, Sister George of the Breakdown, A Woman's Perspective, and myself. Shout out to myself. That's funny. But yeah, long live the habitual line steppers. So, all righty. See what we have here. How many likes I got? Thank you to all my subscribers, really. Shoot, for hitting the subscribe button. And if you're here, you're still a subscriber. YouTube hasn't accidentally bumped you off of my sub count. I get a lot of people saying that, hey, I ain't gonna say a lot, but every now and again telling me that, they had been unsubbed and they don't know why. And, I just want, people to know that it's not me. It's not me. It's never me. I would never unsub people, unless I got to block a crazy, but just saying. Just want you to know that, it ain't me. And I got 20 likes so far. So if you're here, you haven't pressed like yet, hit the like button. And I already have a dislike. And I haven't said anything real major yet. It hadn't even been 20 minutes, but cool. Thank you very much for that dislike. I really appreciate it. Maybe you went and saw The Color Purple and you thought that it was a great film, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But I am here to explain a few things to you guys. So, I mean, that's what we have these YouTube channels for. So, I mean, shit. So, yeah. So, I went and saw The Color Purple, the musical, said on Sunday, December 31st, 2023. It has the distinction of being the last movie that I went to see in the theater in 2023. The one before that was Godzilla Minus One, and Godzilla Minus One is really good. You know, if you are a fan of Godzilla, of course, or, you know, monster movies and destruction porn in general. But we're talking about The Color Purple. So, yeah. Um, I did not go in this film expecting much at all, except for what I suspected this film would be. I didn't go in expecting much at all, except for how. Let me take that harsh language banner down. I mean, you know, if y'all guys if y'all guys ain't never heard a curse word before in your life, you on some cap. So, but I didn't expect. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect this to be an outstanding film, a masterpiece, a gem in the black community. You know, if you are black, you need to go see this film. You know, it's not like Spike Lee's Malcolm X or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I expected this film to be as the 1985 original was, a propaganda hit piece against black men, American black men, African American, melanated man, African diaspora man, ADOS, FBA man, whatever label you want to go with. But y'all know what a black man is. So we ain't gonna play those games over here on black men being brutally honest. We're not gonna play those games. And I will subsequently open up the panel for black men because we definitely deserve to speak on this. We definitely do. But just want to explain a few things. You know, why this film is the way this film is. Period. It's not it's not something that should confuse you. You know, I don't really understand why people play so dumb with this film. Like, oh, it's just a movie. It's never just a movie in these cases. It's always something to someone. Period. I mean, shit. If you're going around pretending to be Captain America or something, if kids, of course, I mean, if you're an adult, that shit would be funny as shit and weird. But you know, people art imitates life. That's a saying that, you know, can be misused. See, but yeah. So let me see if I have any kind of relevant comments in here. Anything that I might need to shout you guys out real quick before I really get started on this bullshit film, you know. So RPM Detroit 313 was good. We have Isaiah J in the house. When I was young, I read all of them. Color Purple, Disappearing Acts, and Beloved. Was well versed in the mind tricks they played. Hashtag long live. D Rock Den, happy New Year to you as well. Andre 416 Reform was good. You better than me, Kev. I refuse to stomach it. Stomach it literally. I was stomaching it. The popcorn didn't even taste that good. I was just like, damn, popcorn, you look good at this theater. Just, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, they was in that theater deep. I mean, this I hate to like, but give the same dislike, please. Yeah, okay. Said Isaiah J. I was reading comics and fantasy when I was young. Yeah. When I was young, I did not watch The Color Purple, and it wasn't for the reasons that, I just never got around to it. I was watching shit like Transformers and playing Pac-Man on my Atari 2600. I mean, it I didn't really, and my mother, from the way it sounded, I would hear the adults in my family talk. So let me go back to this slide right here. Yeah, when I hear the adults in my family talk, if they ever referred to the film itself, it had kind of a serious tone with, the context they were using had some gravity to it. And a lot of the context I got was, um, it was a film that really wasn't for my age group. Wasn't a film that was for kids. It's hard to watch stuff like that. Is very hard to watch. So just never really paid it no mind. Then when I was a teenager, well, watch bits and pieces of it. Uh, the two scenes I remember in particular, not really scenes, but the first 20 minutes of the film, I don't remember much after the part where Mr. Slap Sealy, when she was combing the little kid's hair, which I was like, God damn, he's abusive. I was like, shit, he slapped the shit out of her. I didn't make jest of it. I thought it was pretty fucked up. You know, in fact, I was kind of a really good guy that made people sick, kind of type like back then. You're not supposed to be doing that. You know. So, also the Harpo's juke joint scene. Yeah, that scene where Sophia got in the fight with Squeak, and all of the men in the bar started fighting for no fucking reason. uh I mean, it never made sense to me why that fight broke out, but I mean, I guess they were emulating old westerns or something when fights would break out in bars then. And then people always wondering why people fighting in the club, because we go for the fucking programming. That's what we go for. We go for the fucking programming. Look at how Danny Glover's big head ass is sitting there laughing with them folks making that fucking movie. Oh, wait a minute. Let me move the NWO logo out the way real quick. I want y'all to get the full picture. Get the full picture. So, yeah. Yeah. Look at that motherfucker. I swear he's saying that shit. And the woman in the picture, I hope y'all recognize her. Talk about that bitch too. So, Days, that's odd behavior. Days, what good? What's good? He said, let me see. Weather said, Days, while you watch something you have to stomach, why subject yourself to that? Hey, Weather, I'll give you my answer, because I'm sure, Days looks like he responded to you. My answer is, I wanted to do this broadcast efficiently by watching the new one, because, people coming here, oh, the new one is, not so much, it's not so bad. It's actually really, really good, so I have to, see it for myself. But, anybody that was like that, I knew it was bullshit. So, I mean, this is look like, I even saw a snippet on TikTok of Taraji a while back asking a question, about something she was participating in. Like, why would you remake The Color Purple? Why would you do that? And that's the exact question I had when I heard they were remaking it into a musical. I was like, oh shit. So, yeah, I watched it for review purposes, for the integrity of this live stream. Um, All right. So you guys, that'll be between the two of you guys. Steven Spielberg. Yeah, Steven Spielberg. E.T. Gremlins. That guy. Uh, he also produced the Transformer films directed by Michael Bay, or at least the first one. Um, or one of the producers. Uh, yeah, but he directed the 1985 film. Someone else directed the musical. I don't know much about the Broadway musical itself, but I'm not gonna ever do like a trifecta. I'm not gonna go see it on Broadway. Fuck all of that. This was hard enough. I even started to uh I even started to watch the 1985 one a couple days ago just to see if I was being too harsh, or maybe I was just being a little pissy and sensitive. And I'm like, 20 minutes into it, I'm like, nah, I'm a grown ass man. Nah. I was bang on. So yeah. So Mr. What's good? Mr. What's good? Yeah. Yeah. Weather. Weather said, do days you view black women as your enemy? Uh mm, no, I don't view them as my enemy. I view them as willful. Me, I view the majority of them as willful opposition. Enemy is kind of a strong term. If you choose to say stuff like, I hope the cops kill you, bullet bag, or some shit like that, or, you're weak, broken, and defeated, then, I'm probably more than likely going to consider you an enemy. And that's niggas and bitches. But you hear that sentiment a lot from the majority of black women on social media. And you can deny it as much as you want about what is discussed in your families, but hey, how did we get to this point any motherfucking way? Seriously, before internet. Don't act like, I mean, I would even say outside of talk shows. It's propaganda, it's programming. It's also white acceptance. Anything them okay, don't use anything Caucasian people put on TV that is black, that has an ensemble black cast, black people will buy into it hook, line, and sinker. Period. I mean, one really big reason is because there's a bunch of money behind it. So people say stuff like, you should support black just because it's black. And making excuses for this film. You should just support black just because it's black, and it's black people in it, and black. I support everything black. Just like Issa Rae said a few years ago. Look, in a perfect world, that would be awesome. In reality, that's cap. Black people in America don't support everything black. Get the fuck out of here. It is such an insult to it should be an insult to a black person's intelligence every time you hear another black person say that. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is brutally honest over here. Shoot. You know my proof that's bullshit. Support everything black. You know what my proof is? Yeah, and this is gonna tickle some of your fancies out there in viewer land. The black manosphere. Yeah. Black men who speak out of turn get more heat than anything. And it's because of reasons like, you know, this film. every black man was portrayed in a negative fashion. Everyone. The least negative ones were the quiet ones with no lines, the extras, but they still were simps. They still were happy niggas. Yeah, just, just you keep a smile on your face, them guys. And yeah. See if anybody uh I haven't shouted out yet. Angela C, what's going on? Always good to see you. You say you haven't watched it yet. If you really want to go see it just to see the spiritual war that is happening in the black quote fingers community, if you just want to see what you're up against, I would say go see the film if you want to. You don't have to be in a rush. It's pretty much it's pretty almost the same premise as the 1985, which with a couple of changes. And the changes in the musical made black men look worse. It's like after watching a 1985 film as an adult, like over a year ago, I'm just like, wow, it just could it get any worse than this? Then I would reference to films like Menace to Society, which I will do a breakdown on one day. Like, because one thing that there are other bad black films. They were mentioned by some comments in the live chat. I think either last night or the night before. But my two worst black films are Menace to Society and The Color Purple. Those are the two absolute worst motherfucking propaganda films in the black community. And my gripe and my beef is that we fall for the okie doke so fucking easily. Oh, those black people making money. I'm so proud of them. You ain't even proud of the person sitting next to you. This is what pisses me off so bad about that kind of thing. But if you are an adult woman, Angela C, I would just say from my experiences that it's like, wow. It was like I was 5 minutes into it. I'm like, this movie's too fucking long. It really is. But then let me get to talking about the film. I know y'all want me to talk about the film. Spoiler warning for the musical ahead. If you do not want any spoilers for the musical, if you want to go see the musical first, if you want to go give those bitches your money like I did, then cease from listening. If you don't give a fuck or you've seen the film, stick around. RPM says, I still haven't brung myself to watch that new one. I'm not sure if I really want to. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Andre 416 reform. I hit the like, but same with dislike response, please. Oh, okay. So you are asking exclusively for it. Yeah. So awesome.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze.
Damn.
Thank you, dislike button. All right. So we got Big Dog Prod in this building. I'm sure that means Big Dog Production. It was video games and Kung Fu. Yeah, Kung Fu Theater. Kung Fu Theater. Yeah. I should have mentioned that. I didn't want to take too long talking about everything else. For me, saw this movie as a kid and it turned into Schoolhouse Rock and turned it to school. Yeah. It was like, y'all don't understand the importance. And I'm not saying importance in the good way that this film has bared on our community, on our people, on our skin color, on our skin tone. And I don't want I don't want you guys to minimize it. Not even a little bit. Y'all need to take shit like this seriously. You keep wondering, you're in spaces like these because you're wondering why people have such mentalities. Well, here you go. A fucking movie. Oh, and as of December 25th, 2023, two fucking movies. Shoot. And a lot of our people don't want to believe that we're that simple, but believe me, many of us are. So, Ryan James was good. For the Gen Z crowd, VHS tapes were before DVDs, and DVDs were before Blu ray disc. Then there were streaming. Yep. Yep. My mother made me watch that nonsense as a child. It definitely shaped my view of black men as a black boy. It shaped your view. So I wouldn't say it was a positive shaping, but I get exactly what you're saying. Like you see like the James Evan type. Like look at Mister. Look at how much he's dressed like James Evans. At the time, you weren't too far removed from Good Times, and James Evans was the uh black father, the prototypical black father. I mean, I wish they had let James have a job, but they brought in images like Mister, played by Danny Glover in the film, to go ahead and kick all that to the side. Hellraiser is hard to watch. I mean, Color Purple. I would rather watch that. Yeah, I mean, you're comparing a horror film to that is violent and gross in some parts to a movie that you can visually watch, without being, I would say, disgusted at the visual. Well, it's disgust in a different way, but not like blood and guts disgust, or devilish messages, evil cryptic messages and shit. So I mean, whether if you get to the bare bones, there's definitely a difference between Hellraiser and The Color Purple. Both have this own disturbing though. Man said, and your mother made you watch it. Because uh look, man, all due respect to your mother. Because I didn't want to gloss over that. All due respect to her, but my mother was kind of like that too. Like, they did white women get on TV and talk about how all the people with vaginas are having all these problems, and and it did all of a sudden, their husbands or their grandfathers or their brothers get reduced to these evil stereotypes. You had the bad father, which was Mister's father. Uh yeah, because you don't want black fatherhood to be in a positive light, of course, not in mainstream media. Yeah. Yeah, the bad father type. You had the weak man, who was Harpo. You had the simp, who was played by Lawrence Fishburne. You had the big old tough fighter, Buster, who, although he was a heavyweight champion, that was nothing compared to the almighty and all powerful white man. You had Mister, the oppressive, abusive husband, which, by the way, in the musical was played by a actor named Coleman Domingo, who is an alphabet guy, because, of course, in the present day, alphabet guys would throw heterosexual black men under the bus at any given time. Uh, yeah, yeah. So, okay, all right. There's some other things that I wanted to, I'm just, yeah, I'll just discuss it and flow how I want to flow, because for most of it, we already have an ideal about what this film having a devastating effect on our relations with each other. They remakes and remake everything in Hollywood. Yeah, it's like make some original shit. I wish they like would go like a year, a whole year, maybe even 5 years of just making original stuff. Like, yeah, it's like why bring this film back? It was controversial. It was controversial when it first came out. You know, I said something a while back and about I said something a while back about why didn't black people fight? Well, why didn't people fight against this movie? You know, why do are there a lot of black folks that are like in love with this film? And yeah, they were in love with it back then. Shoot, because guess what? Shoot, that movie, it was like this film coming out was a special occasion. This movie was like the American black woman's Christmas. Seriously, that's probably why they released it on Christmas. It was their ultimate Christmas present. Oh my God, I love the film. I've read comment sections on Instagram and Facebook. Oh my God, loved it. My favorite movie of all time. How in the fuck is this your favorite movie of all time? Are you fucking serious? In days, the trauma porn sales, Kev. Shoot, truer words have never been spoken. But we're all going to speak some true words tonight. So if they don't have a problem with the Color Purple movie, then they shouldn't have a problem with Norbit, Big Mama House, or those other movies portray stereotypes of black women. Then, man, look, there was this movie that was going to come out. I don't know if it was last year or a couple years ago. It was called Lolo Quisha. And it was about this white man that was doing this impression of a black woman, and he named her Lolo Quisha, and he had a radio show. So everybody thought it was a black woman. And, you know, man, I mean, the Sisterhood clown, they shut that movie down. They shut it down. So the thing is like, how come there's the power to shut something like that down, but you can't shut down something like The Color Purple? But you know, I don't like white people making fun of black people anyway. So you know, it's just I could care less about damn Lolo Quisha. The only point that I'm making is if you don't like something and you feel like it's that damaging, let's get the motherfucker shut down. Shoot. But I want y'all to listen to something. And I'm going to put quite the visual up here as well. So let me see. All right. Celie was played by Whoopi Goldberg. Celie was played by Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. And she had some comments recently. I think this might have been The View. You know, let me tell y'all something. And I created this specific visual because of black men like Jonathan Majors and Donald Glover and Michael B. Jordan, you know, for guys like that. You know, we as black men do not ostracize black women who date white men. We don't. Whoopi Goldberg, and you know, it's just warning, language warning. You know, Whoopi Goldberg is one of the biggest bed wenches in Hollywood history. Yeah. 3 failed marriages and shacking up with white men. One of those white men she shacked up with. Who remembers the He-Man movie from 19, I think 86 or 87 with Dolph Lundgren? The actor who played Skeletor, Frank Langella. She was fucking Frank Langella and his old balls. Now, do what you want to with your privates. Do what you want to with your privates. But the way our community rag men like Jonathan Majors, seriously? Let me make sure. Okay.
Bluetooth connected.
All right. Yeah, because when you have an interface, you can connect your phone to it. All right. I want y'all to listen to this. And I'll play it again at the request of anyone in the comment section. So this is her speaking about the backlash of The Color Purple. So have any opinion that you want on it, but just want you to hear this real quick.
Got a lot of shit from people. We got a lot of shit from a lot of folks at the NAACP.
Yeah.
How dare Steven Spielberg direct this movie? How dare Spike Lee? How he doesn't know? And how dare she write this book about black men? And who does she think she? I mean, it was like a whole thing. Nothing but black people in the movie. No, there's maybe 3 white people, but it pretty much is all black people in the movie, and people are bitching about how dare he.
So what was it like for you?
I was really pissed off. I thought, well, why didn't you make the movie, John?
Fair use, by the way.
Spike, 12 Oscars, 12 Oscar nominations, and we got not one.
Haha.
Because the NAACP made such a stink about this film. They told people don't go see it, boycott it, blah, blah, blah. But people couldn't boycott it because so many people had read it, they wanted to see it. Then people were mad that we didn't make the book exactly. But it's like, you know, that's 1984. Nobody was going to let me and Suge make out. They just weren't. One kiss is all you get. You know, we didn't really talk about the fact that she was a lesbian. We didn't talk about it because 84 got a lot of shit from people. We got a lot of
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg. Anybody got any criticisms because of who she's dating? Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar. Any criticisms? She was a star. She was a star of the damn movie. Funny how they find these types. Not only to star in the film, but the person who wrote the book, Alice Walker. There she is right there. Alice Walker. I'm going to read to you what's on that screen. Alice Walker and Melvin Leventhal. I think that was her only husband. They married in the 70s. They were the first legally married interracial couple in Mississippi. The M-I, cricket letter, I, cricket letter, I, humpback, I. The first ever interracial couple legally married in the state of Mississippi. They made history. And during the tail end of the civil rights movement, she was considered a civil rights activist. That marriage failed. It failed. So I guess her zaddy withdrawal and her already in place resentments caused her to write The Color Purple, a movie demonizing the black man. Well, not a movie, a book demonizing the black man under the guise of uplifting the black woman. Written, based in Forsyth County. Forsyth County, which has a history that was brutal against black sharecroppers. You know, kind of like what Mr. was doing. Danny Glover's character and Cole Domingo's character in the musical. So let me see if I can find that real quick to give you. Let me see if I can find this video that I saw on the gram. I'll let y'all listen to the audio. Kind of explains the history of Forsyth County. It'll just take a few minutes. Come on, load. Okay, where is it? Oh, okay. All right. All right. Here it is. See if I can set it up. So again, fair use.
A black man would open his front door in the morning and he would see a bundle of sticks tied with string just laying on his front doorstep. And that was all it took. Because that was saying, next time it'll be dynamite. There were 48 families who were documented landowners in Forsyth County at that time, black documented landowners at that time.
In a matter of days, 1,100 Black people were displaced, eclipsing any wealth and progress they'd made during Reconstruction.
They had to leave Forsyth County, regardless of what you had, what you owned, you had to leave.
Elon Osby is a descendant of one of those families. Her grandfather owned somewhere between 60 and 80 acres of land in Forsyth.
I have a home here that's on an acre of land almost, and you're really proud of that, you know, and to think that my grandfather had 80 something acres, it's staggering. It hurts. It's sad. And I can't imagine what my grandfather must have been feeling. Land was more important than money in the bank. And I'm sure that he was very proud of himself as a Negro man, you know, to have property like that.
Forsyth remained an all-white county for over 70 years, and that pattern of violence against Black people continued.
Every decade I looked into, there was another episode of violence. There was another outbreak of really shocking bigotry. Miguel Marcelli was an Atlanta firefighter who came to Lake Lanier in 1980, and he and his girlfriend were both of them Black, were at a company picnic on Lake Lanier, and Miguel Marcelli got shot in the head.
A black man.
Imagine if that was a black man that wrote a book to cover that history up, instead of getting you to focus on this boogeyman black man, these Mr. types. How dare you write a book like that? Or, you know, what, you know, some of us others would say, how dare you write a book like that, bitch? Yep. It's amazing what you can find in a Google search and white Wikipedia. I guess that was a publication back then, or no, this is more recent. Miss Magazine, because she's old in it. Yeah. It's the headline says Alice Walker, the author of the Color Purple book, celebrates Gloria Steinem's 75th and a feminist future. Oh, okay, so people like weather. What do you have to say about this? You gonna cover for that? You gonna cover for this Miss Cockeyed right here in the op? But shit, hey, she might have been an op herself, because see, what if Black people start digging into what happened to us back then, and you know what rights we had, you know, and what we were denied and what is rightfully ours? What if we really started to do all that digging? See, shit like that is designed, like, you know, this movie is designed to distract you from things like that, to get you to forget that those things like that happened. Black families having violent acts committed against them in the very place she set the color purple in. We deny our history so easily for fiction because some white people put some fucking money up and say, hey, you few Black people, you can go ahead and get an opportunity to be on a movie and become famous. I watched that film as an adult for the first time a year ago. And I swear to God, I lost respect for every Black actor in that film. Even Ray Don Chong. How can you participate in something like this? Lawrence Fishburne. With his porn queen daughter, or discount porn queen daughter. Because no one cares about Chippy D for real. Danny Glover. The fuck, bruh. Whoever that nigga that played Harpo, you know. Ended up playing in RoboCop 2. Any of them good dudes. Yeah. Why did none of them dudes take a stand against some shit like that? Oh, well, white people want to give us an opportunity to get out there and shine and become famous. Yeah, I'm angry. And if you're not angry as a black man, you're lost your fucking mind. It's something. I mean, it ain't got to be the color purple. It's something, some type of injustice. Oh, man, I don't care. I don't do that black shit. Then me and you are not going to get along. If you have that mentality. Not at all. There's always going to be something. So, yeah. That's who wrote The Color Purple. Alice Walker right there with the little gray mini fro. That's who wrote it. We let black women get away with this stuff. Yeah, we let them get away with stuff like this. We'll dick police the hell out of a black man. We'll wish, the sisterhood, the same bitches that support The Color Purple, we'll sit up there and wish death on Jonathan Majors in comment section across social media. But we'll support this. Where you at, Dr. Umar? Where you at? Where's your big fat head ass at? What you got to say about this? Okay, but as far as the musical, let me see something real quick. As far as the music, okay, so, all right. So I had another point to make real quick. Where is that slide? Shoot. So thank everybody being here. Look, hope you all are pressing like on the way. Hope you all pressing like on the way in. No, I ran over my talking time a little bit, but okay, whatever. I'll open up the panel soon. But somebody mentioned Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy produced a 1985 film and Steven Spielberg directed it. There's a story out there that Kathleen Kennedy actually kind of cucked Steven Spielberg out. Yeah, that South Park that entered the Pandaverse, that Pandaverse episode, that was talking about her. Yeah, that's like Cartman dressed up like that. That's Pandaverse Kathleen Kennedy. Put a chick in it. Make her gay and lame. Yeah, so you understand more and more why this film is the way it is and why Star Wars and Marvel and Disney are the way they are. Because of her. And the state of the black man in shit like Disney and Marvel. Why they didn't want to recast T'Challa in Black Panther. Why would they want a strong male character? They already have experience in presenting negative images. They had experiences since as far back as 1985. All this shit because y'all want to go for the okie doke because some white person put money behind it. Oh, they gonna be on the big screen. Oh, they gonna be on TV. Dynamite. People like Norman Lear, who just recently died. Black people, oh, Norman Lear, Negative fucking stereotypes. Norman Lear was the guy that didn't want James to even be in Good Times. It's types like him, types like Kathleen Kennedy. Who said that white men are, I saw somebody say white men are more likely to cuck out than black men ever will, but I don't know. There's that movie. Shit. That movie. So yeah. So Steven Spielberg produced a musical, and this guy right here directed it. Steven Spielberg directing The Color Purple made some black folks mad, like Whoopi was saying. And it's like, how dare Steven Spielberg? Yeah, how dare you for putting that piece of shit film out there like that? But, you know, so I guess so we can numb the controversy and we can kind of give a black man an opportunity, since, you know, black men think it's a negative film against black men. If we give a black man a director chair, maybe we'll calm down. Okay, news flash for those of you out there that thought that bullshit right here would work. Black men aren't that unified. Maybe a few of us, but not very many of us. So who gives a fuck about a guy from Ghana? I mean, I had nothing bad about Ghana, people from Ghana or anything, but they're not sensitive to the historical accounts of what we went through here in America as black people. So, of course, they're going to pick someone that's not going to question shit. Like Cynthia Erivo in that atrocious Harriet film. Who remembers that piece of garbage? They made up 2 characters just to put that gender war crap in it. In Harriet. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Bigalong and Maria, for those of you who've seen that film. If you want to go see it and you see a character Bigalong who is completely fictional and a character named Maria who is also completely fictional, you'll know what I'm talking about. You know, they always, like, when it ever is historic, like major historic, like in recent memory, you know, when it ever is dealing our history, they'll go get somebody, you know, foreign. They'll be black, but they'll be foreign. I guess they'll have one of their ops and one of their agents. You're a passport, bro. Go find somebody in another country. They don't mind doing some stuff like this. We'll give them an opportunity. That man don't care about the history of Forsyth County. Blitz Bazaway or whatever, however you pronounce that. You know, I do apologize if I pronounce that wrong. You know, I don't want nobody pronouncing my name wrong. Shit. But, you know, yeah, they put a black man's face on it. Oh, it'll be less controversial to the black man. We'll get a black director. They got somebody that wouldn't question it. That's the game they're playing. They always do that. Like whatever that guy was that played Martin Luther King in that movie Selma. Although, like, sometimes the males will probably do a better portrayal, you know, that's closer to it. They'll be a little bit more studied, but no, fuck that shit. There are plenty of American black male actors that could get that opportunity, or black male directors, or maybe black man directors did not want to touch this film. And I, quite frankly, wouldn't blame them. American black male directors. So, anyway, let's see. Yeah, just want to let you know that. But okay, yeah. So about the differences in the film itself. You know, the differences in the 1985 and the film and the, you know, the 2023 musical. You know, just the differences. Okay. All right. So these are where a lot of the spoilers are going to come in for those of you who've seen the first film or seen the musical. So yeah. So yeah, 2023 film is a little worse than the 1985 film. All right. So Paul Harris, the creepy guy at the beginning of the first one that, you know, tried to advance on Nettie. In the first film, you know, the reason, you know, the one that married Celie off to Mr. Excuse me. Talking about you can have Celie, can't have Nettie. Yeah. then in the 1985 film, when she went to the store and had her little Olivia moment, yeah, they combined Paul Harris and named him Alfonso. I guess it was Alfonso in the book. I never read the book, and I never intend to read that piece of shit. Like they combined him with the white store owner. So yeah, let's take one negative white man out of the musical. And what we'll do is the propaganda piece is we'll make him a business owner. We'll make him a hardworking black man business owner. But we won't make it really seem like that because he talks real harshly to his quote unquote daughters, Celie and Nettie. And he keeps trying to because it's the main two character portrayals, I would say, in The Color Purple of black men is two characteristics: weak and predatory. So they made him the owner of the store instead of the white man that was in the first one, who was, acting like a racist jackass, because, we don't want to put too many bad white men in, but, the scene with Sophia which would occur later in the film, there's a presence right there, but I'll get to that. So they made him the store owner. Yeah. So another difference was when Mr. kicked Nettie out because Nettie kicked him in his crotch, in his nuts for trying to force himself on her. Yeah, that was not that it was much darker, like, literally and darker itself in the 2023 musical. Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, because I know that this film strikes a nerve with a lot of black women, and I don't see why, because it's a fictional account. I mean, 12 Years a Slave, like, actually kind of made me sick to my stomach, for real. But that was an actual true story. I think is an actual true account. I mean, based on a true story. But yeah, this scene right here. Okay. Let me change it. Let me tell you the differences. It was at night. Nettie, played by Halle Bailey, Little Mermaid, she was in her bed asleep, and Mr., played by, Girl Pants, came in there and tried to jump into bed with her and tried to force sex on her. So she kicked him in the nuts, and Mr., I think she kicked him in the nuts in that scene. He gets her and throws her out. It's not only night, but it's in the rain. Gets her stuff, kicks her out, and Celie came outside, crying and shit. Mr. then gets his double-barreled shotgun and shoots in the air. And shoots again and says, if you come back here, I will shoot you both. I mean, look, nobody's denying that Mr. was a piece of shit. If you just go by the portrayal, itself, Mr. is an utter piece of shit, black man, and nobody's giving him a pass. No one is. He was a piece of shit in the 1985 film, and he's a piece of shit in the new film. But the underlying programming is that black men are pieces of shit, abusive, weak pieces of shit. If you put like one positive black man or two positive black men in this movie, then the movie is not doing what it's supposed to do. As far as weak, Harpo. Harpo. He was weak in both films. He was a weak ass pushover. But I think he actually fought Sophia in the 1985 film. She's sitting up there hitting and smacking and beating on him. But when he decides to fight back, you told Harpo to beat me. That's one line I used to hear consistently from people who would kind of like joke and, you know, kind of passing about The Color Purple. You told Harpo to beat me. I used to hear people say that. You know, didn't quite remember that scene in particular. But, you know, as a child, as an adult, of course. But yeah, the girl that played, I forgot her name, that played Sophia in the new one. Yeah, they portrayed her like she was just hot shit. And all the men just lay down, just, you know. I mean, even when Harpo broke up, I mean, like Harpo like showed up, like, you know, before the whole, you know, Celie told Harpo to beat her. You know, just like Harpo, played by Corey Hawkins, who played Dr. Dre in the Straight Outta Compton movie, showed up with a knot on his head. So we're giving the black folks, in particular women, the idea that it's okay to hit black men, but it's not okay to hit back, which really is not okay for anyone to put their hands on anyone for real like that. But it ain't, it was never supposed to be okay with Sophia. You know, they trolled this tough, big, strong woman, you know, which was played by Oprah Winfrey back in the day. You know, one scene that really disappointed me in this film, one scene that really like kind of just like, okay, this is some stupid shit right here, is that Harpo was building a house. So I was like, you know, when he was building a house for Sophia, you know, he had about 4 or 5 guys with him. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So at least, you know, they show black men building or something, because, you know, everybody, oh, black men don't build, which is a goddamn lie. Get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah. So they showing a black men building. So I was like, okay, well, you know, at least this. They sang their song, you know. They were all happy about, you know, him putting a life together for him, Sophia, and her and the baby and shit. At the very end of the scene, black women showed up with toolboxes and took over the build. Now, okay, let's speak for reality purposes. I'm gonna file that on this shit like that never happens. Yeah, no. Just weak as fucking shit. Fuck, I've never seen one in my life show up with a toolbox and start hammering. Yeah. He should have, like, never ever. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, one scene that really got to me. Remember do y'all remember the anything for me scene? that Celie, you know, grown Celie, anything for me. I always thought that scene was funny. I mean, shit, even though it was a fucked up film. Anything for me. Yeah, one scene that really took me out completely was Mr. as tough as he portrayed himself to Celie, trying to stick his chest out and, you know, slap shit out of her and shit like that, and, you know, bully her around and stuff. You know, this is something that I hear on social media quite often from black women, like how we'll pick on them, but we ain't got the courage to, you know, stick up to the white man. which for the most part, that's black folks across the board. Because remember, white acceptance. Many of us aren't. If you want to put yourself in the aren't category, let's talk about it. Let me know in the comment section. I may respond, you know. But yeah, the scene that took me out was when Mr. ran the milk and cookies out to the mailman, all happy and shit, all happy and giddy. Like he was an 8-year-old boy that just seen his father come from overseas. Oh, keep the plate. Oh. No, not quite that. That was the wrong description, but but a grown ass man being all nice to the white mailman. I mean, that they had him doing that shit. They had him doing that shit in the other movie too, but they ain't have him running out milk and cookies like that. I was like, that scene right there, I was like, yeah, this movie is a piece of shit. But I was curious. I still wanted to see where it went. Yep. So, let me see. So yeah, there you go. The two misters. On the right, you got Lethal Weapon. On the left, you got the Booty Bandit. You know, like I said, they don't care about throwing black men in general under the bus, especially the straight ones. Coleman Domingo. Yeah, I would say they were probably equally as bad. I would say because there were some things that Danny Glover did worse than this version of Mr. And it was some things that version of Mr. did worse than Danny Glover. You know, there's some gravitas to pulling sisters who really love each other apart and putting out one in the pasture to basically just go somewhere. I don't care if you die. And, pulling the sisters apart. That was a very emotional scene for, many people, not really me, because I'm just like I said, I can't look at it as any more than a propaganda film. I can't. So, yeah. So I would say they're probably equally as terrible as the human beings they were portrayed as, but I understand why characters like Mr. was there. He was a guy that owned land. He owned land. He pretty much lived off the fat of the land. He financially took care of everybody. Because those guys are supposed to be the oppressive type. Yeah, you hear that shit today. You niggas is broke. But when he makes money and he has standards in what he wants in a relationship, then he's being oppressive and controlling. They got that from this nigga right here, Mr. I'm just trying to tell y'all how, I don't know if y'all are catching it, but I'm just trying to tell y'all how the programming actually worked. How dare you demand a black woman limit herself to gender roles such as cooking and cleaning? Oh no. Even like the Mister's role, Coleman Domingo, Mr. role, he even had a line in the movie. I'll be out in that field working all day. The least you can do is cook and clean. While he was being a straight up dick. I think that was another slap scene right there. Shoot. They just wanted to basically establish that black men ain't shit, that this is what we want to do to black women. So fuck these people for that shit. Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna say I'm gonna stay mad at them forever or whatever like that. We have people that we know that we are mad at them for certain things, but we still kind of all right with them. But to take down a community collectively with a fucking film, not only is that shit genius, that shit is fucked up. And I don't know how genius it is if you so easily go for the programming. That we so easily go for the programming. Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. Probably my favorite character. Adolf Caesar. So, Mister's dad. He was portrayed as a bad dad. Unclean woman. Let me see if I can find that speech. Let y'all listen to it real quick. I don't know. They might do fair use on that shit. I'll be careful. I will be careful. Let me see if I can find it. Adolf Caesar. No, we ain't got to play it. Y'all know what scene I'm talking about. The one where, Celie spit in his water because he was talking about Suge Avery in a negative light because, they was on some alphabet shit with that. In the first film, didn't quite understand why Celie would do that. Like, because first thing Suge Avery called her was ugly. She said, "You sure is ugly." I guess that was supposed to be like a kind of a comical moment in the film, but in the new one, they cut that line out. They cut that part out. I guess they wanted to, establish more of the framing that, pretty much sisterhood was better and shit in this film. Yeah, because I didn't understand why would you spit in the Mr.'s dad's water for talking about a woman that just called you ugly. Shoot, that's not a very nice term to use. But yeah, she spit in the water in the musical too, because it showed her this was Fantasia. Fantasia kind of really she seemed like she got a little pissed this time, and then she spit in the water. I mean, she hopped this time, and then mixed it up. And then gave Mrs. Dad to drink that shit whole. Yeah, in the new film, Mr.'s dad is played by Louis Gossett Jr., who is old as fuck now. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying. I remember Louis Gossett Jr. from years ago. But it was like Art Nustal. Let me shout him out. It was like he said, Adolf Caesar better portrayed this role than he did than Louis Gossett Jr. But all right. So let me go back to this chat for a little while. Then I'm gonna open up the panel because, like I said, black men deserve to talk about this. Color Purple 2 theatrical aids. Talk about it. Support black to buy black. Me, I roll. You need to support because Taraji is a broke millionaire. We need to be there for our sister. Yeah, let me talk about that real quick because there was this magazine cover that got made into a meme that's going around Facebook and social media in general. Yeah. When I was reading this meme, there was Taraji P. Here's how I read it. Taraji P. Henson, The Color Purple, didn't give a shit about the rest. Lost me at The Color Purple. Period. Just stop. Many people commented about her current financial state. Because recently there was a report said she gonna retire from Hollywood because she's not getting paid as much as everyone else is. And that could be due to her poor management team, poor agent. Fire them motherfuckers. They're not negotiating your worth or what you think you're worth, because that's up for question at this point. I mean, she goes from oh, black man, we love you, we need you. She goes from that to remaking The Color Purple. I mean, my thing is, I'm chalking it up to she must really needed the money, and this confirms it. Said Elliot Pompeo, Grey's Anatomy, $500,000 per episode. She had a $5 million signing bonus. Oh wow! I mean, guess she has good agents. Guess the white woman has good agents. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna have a whole discussion on what these people deserve or what these people don't deserve, because I'll tell you, a lot of these folks are selling us out. I want black people to do good, but hey, if you sell out, man, fuck, I ain't got much for you. Chaos Ring, what's going on, man? Should we be protesting films like Friday and Soul Plane? Friday was not a negative portrayal of black men. There were positive black men in the film, and even Craig defended a black woman. Craig defended a black woman. So Friday is actually a very entertaining film. It's a cult classic, sort of like The Color Purple is for bitter bitches. Soul Plane is also a comedy. Yes, it was a straight up comedy. Yeah, so comedy is supposed to have a level of ridiculousness to it. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, shit, if you want to protest movies like Soul Plane, maybe we should protest movies like, I don't know, Superbad, something like that. Shoot. But I mean, Soul Plane, I mean, although people, what stereotypes was in Soul Plane anyway? I mean, what, John Witherspoon is a blind guy? The sort of blind guy. Yeah, his character was funny in there. The couple that was trying to have sex, trying to join the Mile High Club, the white family who the wife took off with this black guy, Kevin Hart, winning a major lawsuit against a corporation, therefore opening up a black airline. Like, I can understand, man, the plane had hydraulics on it and shit. That shit was ridiculous. Films that do more long-term damage to black people than anything because it makes us caricatures and buffoonish. I don't like buffoonish stuff either. I don't. But The Color Purple was taken seriously. It was a completely fictitious account. And, I just played that audio for you of the people talking about the history, which, who had time to be an abusive, weak jackass when you were sitting up there trying to worry about each day whether your land was going to get burned down and taken from you. Not land, house was going to get burned down and land taken from you. Excuse me. Who had time for that shit? They didn't want you to think about that. Soul Plane and Friday, we knew were completely fictional movies. I love Friday. Sorry. And plus, just remember my point. Yeah, Craig fought for a black woman. So that wasn't exactly negative. D-Rock then said, have at it, Kev. I would not be viewing this. I wouldn't recommend you do. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to go and just, put some money in these people's hands. All right. So we got Andre Fitz, Port 16 Reform. He said, you niggas, I'm sure that says you niggas ain't shit. Music Notes, fuck that movie. Fuck that movie. I wouldn't have it any other way. Phoenix Rising, BGS Iltmore, Bell Hooks, The Desire for White Womanhood. Yeah, when this movie was written, it took plays out of those playbooks. Who was it? Samuel Cartwright? I keep getting the name wrong. I don't know if it's Samuel Cartwright or William Cartwright. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. You know, Bell Hooks, you know, she took it from Cartwright, nigga. Like, hold on one second. I ain't spell it out right in my Google search in my cell phone. Yep. Samuel Cartwright saying that if you give equal rights to blacks, then black men would use that to oppress black women. Because, you know, we got to listen to the white man. We got to listen to the white man. You know, and I'm not racist. I mean, I just love my people so much to the point where I never forget what we went through in this country. Never. Not to say that you can use that as an excuse, but, you know, for people who don't want to acknowledge it and try to act like these tough guys, fuck you. You're a coward. I hate cowards. Especially on shit like this. Stop being a fucking simp. Like I said, language warning. Friday's one successful movie in U.S. box office. Now racists are reacted to Friday and they are liking it because it's comedy. It's a comedy. Best film of 2023 is The Iron Claw. Yeah, I gotta go check it out because, you know, I'm into wrestling. I was into wrestling back in those days, and, you know, I remember how tragic what happened to the Von Erichs. So, yeah, it was messed up. Shout out to Soul Plane Island. Now that is a funny ass movie. Yeah, it's a funny movie. It's a funny movie. But this one, yeah, look at this picture right here. In the center is the op herself, Alice Walker. Then the one with the belly sticking out of Sierra. What is, like, Jesus Christ? Even when Nia Long was pregnant and she had that like that magazine cover where she was on the side and she was naked and covering her parts with her hands. It's like, yeah, man. Why do you think people want to see that? Whatever. I mean, shit, you know. Sun is hot. Rob, what's good? Phoenix Rising. Taraji P. Henson ranks 574 on the worldwide aggregate box office list. 15 films at a supporting actress, $2.6 billion. So what you're saying is, you know, her pay is about right, or she just doesn't know how to negotiate. People saying that they love these woke movies are just virtue signaling. They know the movie is trash and they want everyone else to know they rock with the message. Okay. Is all free speech. None of it should get shut down. I mean, free speech. Yeah, free speech. I heard this in two places. One of them was from Marcus saying the free speech in the First Amendment just keeps the government from coming after you. But platforms like, especially YouTube, whether there's no such thing as free speech. You know that. They'll deplatform any of us for some mild shit. And then we can't go to them saying free speech. And you say it, none of it should. Okay, so the operative word is should. In a perfect world, and in a world that, hey, you know, that I could exist in, I will let everybody just say what the fuck they wanted to say. Because they let me know who you really are. There'll be no guessing. There'll be none of me, you know, trying to it's none of me, you know, trying to deny anyone anything. You know, I mean, can't say much of that about the Facebook group I was in because I clearly would not let people come in there disrespecting black men. Shoot. I mean, and then, you know, somebody somewhere probably said, well, what about black women? Did you let black women get disrespect? Now, we never, whenever we mention our protections for black women, what we do for black women, you know, financially, you know, provisions or whatever. No one, and I repeat, no one ever says, what about black men? No one. No one. So something has to be for black men at some point or another. This movie right here is not for black men. I don't care how many black men are in it, how many black men starred in it, how many black men worked as extras, how many black men that were behind the scenes. I don't give a shit about none of that. This movie was not made for black men. Something does need to be for black men. This wasn't it. This is black men supporting black women, trashing black men. Is that I'm waiting for the sisterhood to shut down GG. Green Gorilla? Ryan James said Whoopi can be a real cunt. Yeah, I told you, language warning. Shoot. Ted Danson in blackface. Ted Danson. Oh yeah, he did that movie with Whoopi called Made in America. Yeah, she was actually fucking Ted Danson. Yeah, I told you she Whoopi Goldberg is one of the biggest bad wenches in Hollywood. Like, I refuse to believe, that, black, they'll say this bullshit that black men called Whoopi ugly. Shit. The Color Purple called Whoopi ugly. Shoot. I refuse to believe that there wasn't some black man out there that would have put the meat on Whoopi Goldberg. She wanted white men. They want those types to be a part of shit like this. And Whoopi Goldberg, if you really looked at her, like, especially back in that day in The Color Purple, and I gotta say this, Whoopi did not really look that bad. Some of you might disagree. Sun is hot, raw. Moving forward, 2024, I'm done trying to talk to B-dubs in an attempt to appeal to their better nature when they have none to begin with. I've tried to tell dudes not to get so wrapped up emotionally when they say stupid shit. But I'm an individual and they are individuals too. Yeah, but I think that's a very smart move. It'll help your sanity. Days. I'm glad Jonathan Majors pissed so many people off. He was a villain in real life and fiction, true talent. Yeah. I mean, they got violins. Said she has a point, Kev. Of course you would agree. Are you talking about Taraji? Are you talking about Taraji Henson? What are you talking about? When she says she has a point? Yeah, pay them what they're worth. The Color Purple has a 7.8 on IMDb. I think yes. It's supposed to be IMDb and 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is bullshit. Yep. Anything that seeks to divide black people, they will put up on a very big level of importance. That's why Good Times, the show, made it shift, because they don't want to make it about people rising above poverty-stricken conditions. Not really poverty-stricken. I mean, they had a roof at least, but like Project. It was supposed to be a story about rising above the projects, but then they decided to make JJ the center character and, have him say dynamite. I hate when B-dubs talk like that. I go off on them. Said Jim Master J, what's going on? I hate when people try to censor stuff. Me too. I don't give a fuck for some people who like Cynthia G. But my thing is, in a perfect world, everybody gets to go off. Everyone. everyone. Say what's on your mind. Say what you want. Hell, if a white person wants to say the N-word, say the fucking N-word. But you got to weather the consequences of that. You know, if somebody decide to punch you in your face because you say the N-word, hey, that's on you. I ain't gonna break down and cry and be like, well, why are they thinking about us like that? You know, I ain't gonna do that. Shoot, I already know what you are. Shoot. I say The Color Purple can exist in the same universe as Two Live Crew. That's why both black men and black women can be offended together. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I got you on that. But they literally tried to ban Two Live Crew. The government came after Two Live Crew. The government. These comparisons, I don't get them. Like, it's like every time you talk, like, it's like, look, Weather, I respect you, bro. But it's like you always have that person. You talk about one thing, they want to bring in all this other shit. It's okay for rap music, but it's not okay for The Color Purple. The Color Purple came out first. Stop making such bullshit comparisons when we already complained about this stuff. And then nobody brings up The Color Purple when you're complaining about rap music. So stop that shit. Everything gets scrutinized, brother. I'm not saying you stop that shit. I'm just saying people in general do, man. What does one thing have to do with the other? If you're speaking in all fairness, but in all fairness, there were black women that participated in Two Live Crew shenanigans as well. Nobody was being oppressed into supporting Two Live Crew. Groupies. Officer Faulkner. Let me open up this panel. I said I opened up this panel like an hour ago. Shoot, if you see like I said, black men speak. I spoke for an hour and 45 minutes. Generational debt. Said my grandmother said her grandfather had 200 acres in North Carolina. Shoot, my wife's people got land in South Carolina. There were black people that owned some shit back in the day. There was some folks that owned some stuff back in the day. She was an op. Louis Conyer was good. Cortez Smith. Come on, when Cortez Smith came in with the shits. Well, what's good, Chaos Reign?
What's good, Kev? What's good? Hold on. Okay. Man, good seeing you back. New beginnings. An unusual year we're gonna have here. Who's that lady with a pregnant belly with tattoos? What the hell's that?
Well, Sierra has to expose herself in some kind of way.
That's Sierra?
Yeah, that's Sierra. Sierra played.
She got a tattoo in her stomach now?
Yeah, Sierra played. She played the older version of Nettie in the musical.
Oh.
Yeah. So have you watched this movie, Chaos Reign?
Nope, no, I did not. I don't even remember.
Oh, okay. So see, let me stop you right there. See, this broadcast right here is about The Color Purple. It's about The Color Purple. And what I need for people to do when they step up on this panel, and you're a supporter anyway, so you're going to come up on your panel, is stick to the subject matter itself.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you could probably share some stuff on the effects in this little thing that they call the gender war.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that I need to be more topic based from now on.
That's fine. That's fine. That's better. I have no fights. I will say this about The Color Purple. In its essence, and I know one of my good friends said it, that he saw it. He said that they actually, from what he said, humanized that Mr. dude, from what I'm hearing.
Humanized what?
Humanized. But that's what he said.
You talking about a new film? He must be talking about the end, where
Yeah,
you know
the new film. From what I mean, because
Yeah, the
remember,
new film.
I can't talk about. Remember, Kev, this is what I'm hearing. I'm only keeping it brief.
okay.
You saw
okay.
those
Do
things.
you care about spoilers? Do you care about spoilers?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. For this film,
Oh.
yes, spoil me all the way in, please.
Spoil you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fine. Mister, they had more time to humanize Mister in the 2023. In 1985, it was kind of like 5 minutes, but you know, they humbled Mister. They broke him down. Yeah, is the whole crooked two fingers that she pointed out until you do right by me. Remember that?
Yeah,
Well,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah, because you know, if for people who haven't seen the movie, is two lines they probably heard people repeat. You told Harpo to beat me, and you know, until you do right by me, you know. Shoot. That man said, Officer Faulkner or Sergeant Faulkner, excuse me. When you want to talk about and disrespect controversial black history of black Americans, get an African with enough money, they'll sell out the entire race. Hell, Africa's selling out Africa to China. Dude. I mean, shit, they'll do that to themselves. What you think they'll do with our black asses over here in America?
They let the Chinese bust it wide open for them.
Bust it wide open. Yeah.
And the black woman African say yes, bust it wide open, and she say, oh yes, hoi.
Yeah, but DJ B-side 1965 was good. What up, Donnie? Long live, brother. Long live. Mister's wife was deleted by her boyfriend. That was just glossed over.
Damn.
Yeah, so yeah, to I guess to you know, frame the trauma that Mister experienced or whatever. But yeah, it was a lot of things, like, you know, the scene where she was combing a little boy's hair and, you know, Mister slapped her. You know, she sassed Mister, but they cut the sass out of the musical, you know, for I guess the newer audience to make them seem, you know, I guess Celie was already a victim in the first film, but they wanted to make her seem like, you know, even more of a victim in this film, you know. And oh yeah, I'll even say this about the little girls, like the girls that played young Celie. It's like 1985, they froze the young Celie and then thawed her out for the 2023 film. Like, you know, the girls look very much alike. And it's just like, I guess they, you know, I guess as far as the casting go, that's how they wanted to do. Well, let me see. Dave said I couldn't get through 12 Years a Slave. I had to cut it off and run around the block. Yeah, I got through it because I don't know. It just is, but it was the only time I could watch that film. The only time. Mister was a placeholder and a landowner. Yep, that's what they wanted. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted you to believe about, you know, landowners. Like, you know, that they were just, you know, they focus more on the abuse aspect than the fact that, you know, these are these type of men anyway. D. Scott, what's going on? Ray Hummer. Faulkner asked for a link, and that was 24 minutes ago. So she's only black famous. Can we protest weather, Kev, please? I mean, y'all can do what y'all want to down there, man. But you know, we just it's all words down there. So hey, have at it. Do what you feel is effective. Detroit 313 Soul Plane was fire. Yeah, Soul Plane was funny as shit. It was funny. Charles Faulkner asked for a link again. Hopefully he's not gone. But
No,
yeah. Well, let me do this again. Paste. Yeah, I wasn't quite caught up with these comments. So anybody who was saying anything and they was trying to get my attention, I do apologize. But I'm working my way back down. Hybrid, what's good, man? Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd powers in the building. So even the governor came after NWA for harsh lyrics, but won't shut the color purple. They did. Yeah, they came for NWA. Like this, like I just don't get this shit about how people sit up there and say, but the rap music, yeah, rap music has been scrutinized heavily throughout the years. But the thing is, people should stop making excuses for bad parenting. Oh, did it influenced the boys to be? Yeah, no, you was just a weak ass parent. You weren't potent enough and or inspirational enough as a parent to steer your kid in a positive direction. Do not blame the media for this shit. You guys get warned over and over again about how this shit can affect people mentally, and you won't do a goddamn thing about it. You won't turn people's eyes and ears away, your children's eyes and ears away from that shit. You'd rather sit on your fat ass and just act like things just supposed to happen automatically and then blame something like rap music. I listen to all of the bad rap music that these people talking about. Fucking NWA, Tupac, Master P. You know, even the hip hop of the 80s, like Eric B. and Rakim, guys like that. You know, Outkast. You know, I listen to all that stuff. Did it make me into a bad person? Did it make me want to go out and sell drugs, kill people, and smack bitches? No, it didn't. It didn't make me do any goddamn thing except bop my head and, you know, listen to the music and the songs and the rhythms and be intrigued by how like these songs were sampled from older music, you know, and shit. And then understand like with people like NWA, it wasn't put out for the purpose of, you know, enforcing a negative stereotype. That's how those guys were for real. When it's for real, it's not a stereotype. What negative stereotype was NWA? I mean, they rapped and said a song, they named a song Gangsta Gangsta, but they also said fuck the police. Now, what is black people's relationship with the police? You know, according to the media and according to a lot of our own personal experiences and history, especially during the Reconstruction, post-slavery Reconstruction, Jim Crow, Civil Rights era, you know, what was our relationship with them? Oh, they did disrespect women. You know, y'all don't have the power to fight the white man. Y'all pick on women. Them niggas said, fuck the police. Come on now. Cut the bullshit. Roger is brave. Dude was one of few brothers at the movie theater. LOL. Yeah, man. Yeah, Sisterhood was deep in that motherfucker. He said, I can't fathom watching it. Look, I mean, I watch it because it's kind of a mental sharpening because, you know, I really hate it when people play dumb with me when it comes to things like this. So I go get the info. I go get the info. I mean, I know many of you probably watched the first film. And I mean, like, it was just one of those things. Like, I had to see it for myself, but I can't digest too much of that stuff. Like, you know, I don't do stuff like just sitting up there and watch Cynthia G videos or something like that. But shoot, I want to see what the hype was. I already knew it was a piece of shit film because of the way people would talk about, y'all just want to be like Mr. from The Color Purple. You just want us to cook and clean. How does one interpret cooking and cleaning as slavery for a man?
I'll tell you one thing, Kev. They might think that it's cooking clean for the black man, but they'll sure do it with Mr. Charlie. So they need to shut the fuck up. They're gonna be smart, do it with a smiley face. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Detroit 313 says CIA and FBI came after Tupac 2 and the Death Row, where they literally banned Snoop Dogg Doggy Style comics and the album. That's why America Kick a Cuz Most Wanted hit so hard. I remember that. Shoot, I wish I could find that again. I might see if it's on digital somewhere and download that shit. I enjoyed that shit. America Kids Most Wanted. Yeah, I enjoyed that shit. So, for the flack Ice Cube got after, especially after doing that plan for Black America, man, like for real, is like these dudes actually spoke up against the tyranny of, well, not so much tyranny like as far as a form of oppression, as far as this government goes. Uh because it's like anybody can sit up there and shit on black men. Anybody can do it. Anybody. You might, if I came up here into this platform as one of the biggest simps ever, just like, y'all need to stop talking about these black women. Y'all hate black women, goddamn it. You sorry niggas, y'all don't own nothing. If I came up there, hey, YouTube probably give me a bigger algorithm. I probably get the divester crowd, because a simp is always a means to an end for them.
Yes. Oh yes. They love it. They look for more simps out there to find, say, are you a simp?
Yeah. And this is why films like this work so well, putting themselves in a perpetual victimhood state.
Mm-hmm.
The excuse to have a horrible fucking attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which other race does that shit?
Well, the race does that shit. What for? Well, when shit, you got. I mean, I heard that Asians are starting to have that problem a little bit. Yeah. I mean, like they're not all geisha girls now, and hearing that they really don't even desire their own men. Yeah, I mean, but we piggy, well, the majority of B-dubs, they will piggyback on what, well, let me go back to this image right here. Let me go back to this image right here. Let me see. Where is it?
Before you find image, they said want to do is play. Okay.
There it is right there.
Okay.
It is that right. There's like this. Black women and white women will work together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but the damage they'll work together to fuck over men, but the damage is more potent to black men because black men don't really have any power for real to do these things. I'm not saying we don't have power, because we have power over ourselves. And like, if a black man in any given spot raises any eyebrow, everyone else submits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people act like they don't want to admit that shit. Cut the bullshit. You are a powerful guy in the eyes of everyone else. That's why cops are so quick to shoot you.
Exactly.
It's so quick because they're intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
And all these old bed wenches and all these divestors and shit. The white man defeated you. No. Okay, so if a white man shoots me, he's powerful. But if a black man shoots me, it's just black men just want to kill each other.
Make no sense. Makes no goddamn sense at all.
Yeah.
What you tell what these women use nigga logic, and it's confusing. Or they call bitch logic, or
bitch logic. Yeah. It's some form of logic. And I know there's some dudes somewhere this time, like I said last night, somebody always got something to say when a black man say or do something, just them niggas getting over crying about The Color Purple, man. Yeah, them niggas talking about that movie and shit, man. Man, the niggas think they can just talk about anything. Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, man, but I invite any of these Alice Walker types, go to another country with that shit.
Facts.
Go to another UB running back over here.
They gonna and try that independent boss bitch shit, and
they'll come back. They'll come back, Mister, here's your food, Mister. Like, they'll come back just like that. I sure appreciate being over here, not thinking that I'm gonna be like, stoned every few minutes. Like shit.
That's it. Back in biblical days, you get stoned to death.
Oh yeah, for real. That's why they be trying to forsake the Bible. I mean, the Bible. I mean, because like just aside what you believe, y'all believe whatever y'all want to believe. I'm not sitting up here. I'm not trying to tap dance on anybody's beliefs or anything. But the Bible has some type of patriarchal messages in somewhat. I mean, except for the story of Jesus, which just like Adam, Joseph was a sin.
Sin.
Yeah, he was the father that stepped up. Shoot, man, shit. No, I think they discussed that the other night on AB's panel or R's panel about Joseph and Mary and Jesus and how that story is symbolic of a lot of the shit that goes on today. Hey, but I'm just saying they trust people like this. People like Alice Walker don't get treated like Jonathan Majors. They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. I think Jonathan Majors' thing was he was an assertive black man. He was an assertive black man, and power structures, whether they're lowbrow, pecking orders, they do not like assertive black men at all. Black men that know how to stand on their square and stand up for themselves against them. They don't care how much you do it to your own kind, but you do it to them, and then you become a problem. Just like Jonathan Majors for them became a problem, but since black folks want to dick police, you motherfuckers can see that. Oh, but this woman right here. Oh, support black. This is such a great black film. Black, blackity black. Support black because it's black. No, y'all don't do that.
And that's the time that we have to support
lying.
black. Ain't that some bitch? Support
Stop
black
the
because
cap.
we're talking about the black man. Yeah,
Stop the cap.
You niggas gonna watch this fucking movie again. I'm gonna show you how bad you are.
Where's Umar? Where's Umar? Where are you, Umar?
Woo!
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 Happy New Year to all you divestors and chicken shack eaters. But a white man wouldn't. Man, she married the whitest of white men. That motherfucker's so white, he looks like a mix between salt and mayonnaise.
God damn.
But let's get into this shit, right?
Yeah.
Anytime I hear a woman, even women that I like who say they like the color purple, I look at them a bit funny. Very funny. Because why would you like something that is destructive towards your man unless you're an accomplice to such destruction?
I would say that there's an accomplice. I would go with the accomplice thing. I mean, yeah, I saw that. Hey man, I saw that post you did earlier. The pic of that man jumping up on that woman and shit. Yeah, and I made the comment like I said, this looked like the kind of guy that when they saw the color purple and loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
like types.
But yeah, it's funny is that all these chicks were swear up and down. Well, I had a chick I met on Facebook dating, and she's like, well, women can do what men can do too. I said, I'm a guy who's been in very masculine work, in the masculine part of the workforce for decades. I can't say years anymore, nigga. Damn. I don't look old, but goddamn it, nigga, we old. And when you have decades of this shit, decades, I like to say this, but I like to look. We don't talk about this shit no more. We Lamar Jackson that hoe. Okay? We're gonna give Lamar Jackson ass whoopings. We making fish sandwiches out of dolphins. So
okay.
yeah, he got it.
I got the reference. I got.
Oh,
the
that was a country ass whooping, wasn't it? But
Oh,
the point being is that when The Color Purple come out, why do they take that black men would actually treat their women like this when historically you've been the most protected woman, more so at times than white women?
Oh shit! You see, you're gonna have to explain that. There's some people
Think
that
about it, right? Could a white woman have a side nigga and a husband?
Nope.
How many black women had the white dude had the black dude take care of the babies?
Enough.
Get what I'm saying, Kev?
yeah.
White women would have been killed for that shit.
And they'll take and they'll delete the baby.
And here's the crazy part. What's the reason why they made HBCUs in this country? To educate to have black babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't send them to school with white kids, because back then. But Cortez, let me respond to this real quick. Cortez Smith, I'm surprised they didn't turn Mr. into it was implied in the first film, and in the second film, he's actually played by an alphabet guy. Let me see. This guy right here. Yeah, he's that guy right there is extremely alphabet.
Hey, mister.
Yeah, and that's the man that Ebony K. Williams loves and is attracted to.
Well, you got to understand. The reason why Ebony K. Williams is attracted to a guy like that is because Ebony K. needs to be called Adam because of that apple in her throat. If I can't have a white man, then a black gay man will do. I can't be with a black man who got a backbone. Shit. One of us can have the strap on, not him.
Yeah. She needs somebody to help compare dick sizes or whatever. Like,
You know? Well, you know, the couple that Sasha swallows together stay together, right?
Oh God.
Anyway. I mean, shit. You look at, God bless you. I thought Mr. Z was the only person who was into self-torture.
Oh,
God bless you.
Look,
Do me a favor, everybody. Donate to this man because he's gonna need therapy.
I need some money for therapy, y'all. They always tell them black man go get therapy, y'all. Well, Cash Cap is scrolling across the bottom. Help me get a sandwich tomorrow or something. As I return to work.
Some liquors and cigars and hang with your niggas. See, what if black men put together production, The Colored Negro, and we don't tell a lie, we just tell the truth of what we see with our women. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's our experiences, and people try to sit there and argue with that shit. And I don't get it. But we also understand that we're black men, so they're gonna come for us because if you empower black men, then black people level up. But why would they want to do that? Why?
It's like there's so much hatred towards black men, right?
Oh yeah.
That to the country's detriment. Did you hear me, folks? To the country's detriment. They would bankrupt this country and never give a black man their due. Say it with me now. They would bankrupt this country and give a black man their due.
Yeah. I mean,
I just got off the phone with this young lady, and she tried to say, well, this is how fucked up us as a people are. Where did they refer to us as black? Black's a color. Did you know in Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verses 4, 5, and 6. Guess what he called himself? I am black, but I'm lovely.
Mm.
Guess what people called themselves back in Ethiopia?
Mm.
Back in Kemet, black.
Mm.
We have such a deformity on how we view ourselves that it literally became a sickness. And our women, for some unexplained reason, do not understand the damage that they're creating for their own daughters. Do you want to see your daughter married, happy? The answer is going to really be no, because you don't want to be happy.
Mm.
Because you look at yourself as hatred.
Oh yeah. You know who did that to their daughter? Alice Walker.
Dun dun dun.
What do you know? But DJ B-Side 1965, thank you for the super chat, your support of what we're doing over here. He says therapy tax hashtag LLTHLX. You know, thank you for contributing toward my mental health, man, for those almost 2.5 hours that I can never ever get back.
Mm-hmm. What's sad about it, you probably didn't see one positive representation of a black man.
We almost did in the musical. We almost did. It was like I was explaining the part where Harpo was building the house for Sophia. He was building the house. There were black men building and shit. And I was like, oh shit, black men building. And then they sang their song. And then at the end of it, black women came in with toolboxes and took over the build. I was like, look at this horse shit right here. You can't have shit in this movie.
And guess what? All the women in there probably was laughing. Mm-hmm, I know that's right, girl.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. They was in there with a purple on. I mean, they were coming in there with purple.
Look like a whole bunch of Barneys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was nothing but a bunch of fat bitches up in that bitch. Had to get go get the double downs.
And then they were bringing their daughters and everything, man. Dude, they sought to re-indoctrinate this division.
This lets you prove something, because I'm going to tell you this, Kev. Each one of you motherfuckers who have a channel, from now on, you treat it like a scientist would treat his laboratory. When it's all said and done, when the bells rung, did we start the fire, or was the world was burning as it always been turning? That lets you know that we tried to end this war of the genders. You bitches wanted to put the gasoline over the flames and exploded. Look at that. Bunch of big heifers.
And they just treated Sophia like she was just a bomb in that movie. Like all the men wanted her. Like even Harpo had a prettier girlfriend played by that singer Her. Yeah, her was looking kind of cute in that movie, but yeah, she was playing Radon Chung's role, but he was still pushing up on Sophia. I was like, nah, stop.
and look at the whole. Look how they look. Do you really want to come home to some shit like that?
Hell no.
And you notice that one chick, I haven't seen it. I bet you she plays Sophia, the one in the middle.
Yep. You guessed it.
Oh my God. She plays if you ever see her in any role, she plays the big black mammy bitch more than anybody. Yep, you're right, Bad Hombre. Nothing sexier than a big masculine black bitch. Oh yeah, I love a curmudgeonous bitch.
Well, it said look like a defensive line. Then
Look
he
like-
turns around and said Grambling State starting offensive line.
Oh man, she looks like the Black Dick Buckus.
Oh God. What up, Omega Dreads? Damie King, F Holiday, what's good? I see you down there, Bad Hombre.
Look at that. But yet they make Harpo, and I never loved that shit because in the first one, and I saw that as a child, and I knew something was wrong with this movie even as a child when I first saw it. They show black men so pathetic that we would date a mean fat bitch who mean us no good and openly cheats on them.
All this movie was missing was Lizzo.
She was there. She was the screen, the background.
Bruh.
I ain't shit. Go ahead, say
it. you ain't shit. How about
it? Brings substance to me, young nigga.
You got The Color Purple is a snuff film against black men. Yeah, I called it propaganda earlier. So yeah, absolutely.
You know what the best thing we could do is it's starting to be this, our indifference.
Oh,
because what's gonna happen is we're gonna have men literally just say, you know what? Fuck you bitches. No. Date me. Why don't you want to date me? No. I got a great niece that I'm gonna teach her, hey, is it true that what you hear your friends say about men? I said, how do the men in your family treat you? They treat me well.
Yes.
Stop listening to those lonely bitches. Did you?
Yeah, I mean that's the number one question. They be like, the first thing they'll say about when we had complaints about this film and this bullshit is like, oh, don't act like it ain't never happened. First thing I say is start with your family.
Mm-hmm.
They always do this little deflection or segue out of that shit. Like, I read a comment on Facebook. Oh, my grandmother used to tell me back in the day how she used to see young girls getting married off 30 and 40. And it's like, okay, yeah, that comment is kind of a trick bag because she's saying that it's not happening in our, in her family. And another dude was like, well, yeah, we need to unpack we need to start discussing the trauma that we cause black women. I was like, okay. Talk to the men in your family about why they cause trauma to the women in your family. Because what I hear is a lot of stories about how, we as children, and even in my family somewhat, we as children used to sit around women and they'd be talking shit about men. Like all day while the men be at work.
But they sitting their stupid asses down.
Yeah.
I swear to the immortal God, the ancestors, whoever's taking control of this place. Tell me why. Oh, why do you see fit? Do you see fit to have this movie come back? Do black women know that these are the caricatures that we see, that the world sees them? Did they ever you made Tyler Perry a billionaire off of making fun of you?
Shoot. It made it look like pandering. Let me see. Hybrid says they assume that black women back then didn't cause trauma to men. Yeah. They act like that now. They act like they're innocent and as sweet as punch. And we have all these sons out here failing and all these daughters repeating the cycle.
And we forget that almost FBI statistics, when there's domestic violence in the black community, almost 70% of the time it's the woman who's the aggressor. This movie has probably, Like I've never seen a bunch of group of bitches with skirts on, with dresses on, fix any damn thing. These bitches can't even fix their hair.
Yeah. They walk into the like I said, they black men in Harpo singing a song, building this house for his soon to be wife and child, and black women came in there and said, "Fuck you niggas, we got this." With toolboxes. Never in the history of any family, that black family that I've observed, I've never seen that. Now, if you've ever seen that, or you seen women building houses and shit, and just bogarting at work from black men, sit down, have a glass of lemonade while I take these damn 2x4s and nail them up here on this wall. Like, if you're in the chat and you've seen that, please comment, because I don't think that kind of shit has ever existed.
Even now, black women talk about, I had to take the pipes off of my shit. I know you took the pipes off because your fucking kitchen's flooded, you dumbass. You didn't turn the valve off. So, even now, black women will get men to put in a countertop for them, but you're independent. Black women are women who will try to avoid the most work, but will sit around and take the most babies.
Yeah.
Black women, if you can cook, think about this, right? Well, you're married, so
yeah. And I mean, I do whatever fixing in the house, and I will cook sometimes. And I mean, we have a fucking dishwasher, so I mean, every time I scrub a plate or something, it doesn't feel like slavery. So go ahead.
yeah, like I want you to think about it. Modern women will ask a man if they can cook, rather than she impressed you with her cooking skills because she can.
No.
So how the fuck do these bitches become such great people with hammers and shit? Even though they do have better beards than most niggas from Philly. Man, they look like the East German team with all the steroids in their body. And then look at their faces. Look at their whole posture. You telling me you want to go home and fuck that?
Unfortunately, some would. You did say we're the garbage men.
You niggas go across every Thursday. Smiles on your faces. Looking like a funky ass of Justice League.
That man said, Cortez Smith said, because modern women are obsessed with reversing gender roles. I mean, as far as the respect aspect, as far as how they believe like men are viewed as these almighty, all powerful, but not the work, not the accountability. None of them want to, like, I would say, be men for real.
They don't want
be a man for 2 days and actually be a man for 1 or 2 days and go out in the public with the attitude that you have. You will find out very quickly.
And I'm gonna tell you, I've said it before. Women want equality when it comes to the top shit. Never when it comes to bad shit. Like, well, I can't 50% of women be in jail. 50% of women pay child support and alimony. 50% of women become cops, firefighters, military. 50% of women become construction workers. 50% of women become carpenters and bricklayers. Would you fucking go inside of a building with an all-female construction crew?
No.
That bitch would come on that bitch would drop on your head like shit from the sky from a bird. Like, no.
Man, you see Ray down there fucking with you, man. One of those chicks is Charles X's. Said the one.
One of those. Number one, we all know Ray had his way with all of them ugly chicks, and then two, you see the one on the far left? The far left. The far left.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. You talking about
all the rest of them.
Knock knee with the brown skirt.
Yeah. All the rest of them he slept with. But that's really Ray when he's entertained. That's really Ray in his regular clothing right there. Same size titties and all.
Oh God.
Can you time in a knot? Can you time in a boat? Do your titties hang low?
Hmm.
You know, Ray be dressing up like the woman he loved the most. I don't-
Y'all wrong in that chat though. The massive amounts of material needed to create those dresses probably took up half of the $100 million budget.
Well, you know the old saying, me and the floorboards can't stand no more.
Yeah, you know, they put that narrative out that only the white boys get the best looking ones.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. Because the black chicks will get some cheddar bob shit. Like they getting some Brad Pitt. Nah, they don't get no Brad Pitt. They don't get no Leo DiCaprio. They get Cheddar Bob with his overalls, or they get the loser cucking white boy. Some Destiny looking niggas.
Okay. All right. Well, let me talk about the program at Peace for a bit. Remember that scene where Sophia got laid out by that white man and had to go to jail?
Yep.
Yeah, she was traumatized by that shit. But then the scene where Mister got told by Celie, she all of a sudden resurrected out of that shit. You know,
Like he came to Phoenix.
Yeah, big and badass Sophia again. I was like,
Nah, that white boy clocked it, didn't he?
yeah, and I mean, like it was a scene that made me cringe. You know, I especially for the times and shit. But you know, still, fuck that movie.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When she got knocked out by the white dude in the first movie, I will admit it. I'm not shit. Go ahead, tell me I'm not shit. I laughed at it when she was knocked out.
Yeah, okay, you ain't shit, bro.
I laughed at it. That bitch deserved it.
Sorry.
I rewinded and shit, took it out. Well, you know the old saying, you know you're racist, right? If you watch 7 Years a Slave in reverse, just to always see a happy ending.
Man. Shit, let me
I
see.
ain't shit. I'm sorry. I ain't shit. I know I ain't shit today. I'm sober too, by the way. Shit.
Are you sober? What that symbolizes how black women bow when white men beat them, or when black men yell, they square up. We got
shit.
So All Star G, what's good? This is the imagine the amount of shortcuts they take. Let's see. Wait a minute. It said, damn shame we were indoctrinated to put up with so much. Thank you, boomers. Shit. Let's see.
That's not even a boomer thing. Let's correct that. That's a slavery thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If post-slave trauma was a thing, that would be it. But yeah, the film itself, huge. Like both films itself were huge pieces of garbage, and they were talking about like you would have swore it was Christmas Part 2 in that movie theater for those women.
Oh damn.
Well, I mean, they were tired. They finally got a day off from playing Santa during this holiday season. I bet you it was number Potbelly Heaven, wasn't it?
Oh man. Yeah.
I bet you walked up in there, you would have took your little horn and went. Wait a minute. Look like Bob War, the king of the elephants.
This man Damien King talking about this is the new MCU.
Yeah. I know you ain't doing shit, Thanos.
That man said that one in the middle looked like the legendary cornerback Dick Night Train. Man, I'm gonna take this picture off, man.
I told you.
Y'all
They look like Fridge Perry. They look like the refrigerator Perry.
Oh man. Oh God. Like, yeah, I mean, Dude, I don't believe we're being jerks. I don't. I'm sorry. I just hate this fucking thing. I just like I said, and I'll repeat it again, probably before I cut off the broadcast. I cannot see this film or the original film as anything more than a propaganda film. I can't. So it's easy for me to sit up here and listen to jokes about it, and to drag the film itself. Cause we I don't know, man. I guess we as a people deserve to be going through this since we fell for this okie doke so fucking easily. But I am at least glad to hear I was wrong about there was no pushback back in the day. But when that I kind of enjoyed the part where Whoopi said we got 12 nominations and didn't get any awards. I'm like, good. Well, kind of good for you, bitch. But RPM says that they all got their hands on their hips. FSMH, like, yeah, that's the image that they want. That's the image that they want for them. They don't want, and even like low key, they don't want black men to be attracted to black women. So they put this little image up front, like,
and it's a funny thing, they accept it
around and make you turn around and walk the other way. Hell, I ain't got to deal with this shit. Because most, like, any man with like half a fucking testicle, like, ain't gonna put up with this shit.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, I heard how the film was funded and pushed by the movement. It is propaganda, literally. Yeah, it absolutely is propaganda. Because some of the white men, the white man said it was all good, and we decided that it was all good. Shoot, by Miss Pandaverse herself. let me go to that slide. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, because like I said, it was Steven Spielberg that was the director of the first one. The second one was the African dude. Old Pandaverse herself, the one, the bitch that's ruining Star Wars for everybody. And Damien King says weird they snuck this movie out again. Yeah, it's weird. Like I said, I saw an interview with Taraji, who is Shug Avery in the film. She was asking, like, why would they remake this film? Why would you do it? I mean, I said Charles ain't ready part 2. Ray putting these links down here. I might have to check out what he's talking about. I bet you on some funny shit too. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, man. But if like I said, if you're curious and you want to go see the film, I was like, all I would say is this. Its presentation was better than the first film, but that's what makes it so bad. That's what makes it so bad. The film was designed to be more attractive to the new generation so they can fall for the bullshit once again. So let me see. Okay. Chaos Rain was good.
Oh, no, nothing. As I'm looking, I'm just doing my little thing, doing quick little reading as I'm going back and forth for y'all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I like this image you have here, man. Very creative. That's Sarah. I mean,
with Pandaverse Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. The E.T.
Put a chick in it.
Isn't that movie like 42 years old now? And that came out 82?
Yeah. Oh yeah, E.T. is old as shit,
Yeah, man. Came out same year Charles came out.
Yeah, God damn, Ray. I'm looking at this link he put down there. That link he put in the chat. Like, shit. Where you find this at? Little slice of heaven. Yeah, but for real, we gotta we gotta like we gotta start questioning this shit more. Like it's not anytime something like this comes out, anytime they do something like this, we as a space need to be there for that shit. Period. It's just how do people know if we don't say shit? For real. This is how black men got to this point in the first goddamn place. And I mean, like you can blame any generation you want, but hey, it's some sprinkle of some boomers in it. It's some sprinkle of some Gen X in it, because I'm not going to completely absolve Gen X. I mean, I'm biased, I think Gen X is a bit more based, but yeah, millennials on that shit, If we were going to blame generations, I would blame the millennials as much as I would blame the boomers. And the Gen Zs really don't give a shit. I mean, they go where the wind blows, but they're not really all this shit. But I mean, it's just the general. I would say most black men, and I've said this in the past, most black men are simps. Most.
Yep.
Most is that's not something that is quantifiable by a statistical number, but you can just tell, like, you'll have more brothers coming at me and guys like Faulkner and Sergeant Faulkner, excuse me. We'll have like more black men coming at us for saying that this is a shitty fucking film than listening to us and hearing us out on what exactly is wrong with it. And this shit's kind of sad to me that brothers can't see the bullshit sometimes. But I mean, as long as you have the few out there that's able to get the message out, I think we'll be okay. Now, this picture on this image right here is like one of my favorite things to use as a meme, or one of my favorite images used as a meme, but at times. But yeah, just that I call that scene Mister's Last Stand. When Celie just rose above and became strong and independent and balled her fist up and said, and pulled that knife out and said, no more, God damn it, no more. Now, if you just focus on the portrayal of yourself, you were finally proud of Celie, for standing up for herself for once and, to an abuser. But, again, I will say that I can't see this as anything more than propaganda. So, yeah.
And you see that mouth and that look, he said, bitch, I'm gonna get you.
That man said Damon King talking about we was simps. We still is. Shoot. Who was simps? Man, depending on what the context you use simp in. Like if you like Lawrence Fishburne's character in the first Color Purple film, simp. I mean, he didn't have it. I don't think he had the speaking parts, but he was there. Yeah. Gen X started Red Pill. All right. Sora Seed, what's good? He said the question is, would this new twerking generation even care about this movie? Didn't seem so. Look, when I went to that film, that theater was full and they were all ages. And I mean, like sometimes who was there earlier in the chat that said his mother made him watch the film? Yeah, there were mothers and grandmothers in there with the younger women in their families in that movie. So yes, they are trying to reindoctrinate another generation with that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, they are trying to do it. So my answer is yes, especially with the climate that social media has facilitated for this so-called gender war, yes, they care. Yes, they care. So, I mean, to say Gen Z guys are probably going to be a bit lackadaisical to it. They're not going to really care about going to see a bunch of people sing and cry about, some untrue account of what went on in those times. They're probably not. But, once they start feeling the burn from, the sisters who have seen it and have this bullshit idea in their head about who the black man is, they'll come around to spaces like this for answers. So, I'm there, black man, to help you, help, I guess, break down things better. Guys like me, guys like Faulkner, I would even say guys like Marcus, keep it 100. Guys like Chaos Reign. Yeah, because unlike what a lot of the haters are saying, we're not trying to lead young men down a dark road. We're not telling them to do crazy shit. We're more so just trying to get them to focus on becoming the best versions of themselves, and to help them kind of see the bullshit that is put before them, so they'll know how to adapt. Just like you have all these women that don't believe in cooking and cleaning for their man. Men have adapted. Men have evolved. There are plenty of men that can cook and clean if they wanted to. Hell, I follow Instagram channels that are cooking channels, and the best ones are the ones with black men on them.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. So it's like, it ain't like we just sit on our nuts every time we get through working. The so-called traditional man, you bitches don't appreciate that nigga anyway. I said, y'all looking for traditional women, but he ain't no traditional man. Y'all don't want to be traditional women. You think cooking and cleaning is slavery? Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking and cleaning. Bitch, you want to eat too. What the fucking problem is? Like, you're just sitting around hungry all day. Fuck out of here. But, like I know how to cook. I know how to cook. So if all of a sudden my wife didn't want to cook anymore, shoot, I just go ahead and cook. Shoot, I mean, we handle the cooking kind of like she does it more than I do, but it is we just kind of we kind of like, when I cook, I could cook. So I mean, it was something that I had to do when I was living on my own anyway. So yeah, so let's see. He said, "Oh my God, I stand corrected again." Well, I mean, shoot, look, we're all here to learn from each other, man. For real, just because I'm the content creator doesn't mean my ego is so big to where I can't learn from panelists and people in the chat and even people in the comment section. After these videos go out. Once again, shout out to the replay gang. Ray Hama says, henceforth shows the importance of the black manosphere. Black manosphere, not that regular manosphere, not that manosphere on Reddit, not that manosphere on YouTube that wants to do away with guys over 6 feet, just 6 feet, just so they can get chicks. We're talking about the black manosphere, where we make you guys socially aware of why you're going through some things with these bitches, and also other things as well. So anyway, he said Gen Z guys won't care. They just want to watch Jujutsu Kaisen anime. Yeah, they've done a couple studies throughout the years, man. Throughout recent years, saying that that young men would rather fap and play video games than to go through this shit. Go through the whole dating thing. It is just like, I don't recommend it. I mean, seriously, but I can't tell anybody what to do. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you really want a chick, you're gonna have to get out there and open your mouth and talk. But all these little guessing games, this game playing is maybe, a lot of these guys ain't gonna stick around for that. And you shouldn't, because I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. If they want to fuck you, they will. So Yeah, but dealing with a lot of these, look, there's, I ain't gonna say there's nothing out there. I'm just gonna say there's few. It seems on the outside looking in is few and far between. Yeah. Those studies aren't always right. The men playing video games are also getting women.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not that. I didn't say that to say the studies showing that they don't get women. You know, it's just that they said a lot of men would just much rather not go through the trouble of being in a fruitless arrangement just cause, you know, they're rather, they find fulfillment in, you know, they find fulfillment in life, you know, basically by, you know, getting things for themselves to enjoy, you know. And I'm kind of like that, you know. I like to be in solitude and, you know, be at peace and, you know, play my video games, you know, binge watch a show. Yeah, like I'm an old guy. I'm an old guy that plays Mortal Kombat on his highest setting. You know,
Really?
not, yeah, not to brag or anything. The new Mortal Kombat, I play it on its
They
highest.
play it super hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. That's the
That's you master all the combos like that, kid.
no, not the combos. I just got really good timing when it comes to fighting games. Like really good timing and technique. You know, the combos and shit look good and all, but you know, when you're trying to win, you know, you just try to, like, yeah, I've been doing it for years and years and years, so I just kind of got an instinct about it. You know, not an ultra instinct or nothing, but I mean, it just like I'm still nowhere like near like them kids that be online that just got nothing else better to do than to spend their parents' money and sit in front of video games all day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That said, Damon King said, I met a lot of Gen Z going monk mode. Hybrid Catastrophic said, I did have social media, slept with multiple men, are overweight, don't know how to cook, not feminine yet. They claim to be traditional. Nah, I wouldn't exactly say they claim to be traditional, but they want traditional. Yeah. They want the hardworking brother that goes to work from 9 to 5, has a pretty good salary, you know, gives them money to shop with. And I'm not talking about groceries. I'm talking about get hair done, get nails done, and you know, pay their cell phone bill. You know, yeah, they might let them sniff it at the end of the day. They might let them sniff it. You know, you know, they want the everything man, you know, while they get to sit around and talk shit and smoke cigarettes like Smokey's mom on the first Friday.
Yeah.
Make it enough, nigga. Make it enough.
Bum shit.
Hybrid says, shout out to the replay gang. I met a lot of Gen Z going monk mode. Yeah, I mean, if this indoctrination continues, you know, if we continue to fall for the okie doke, I don't know, man. It's not like they can actually just breed black people out, but it's just, if the community is on a de-evolution, what is it going to look like in 20, 30 years if we keep doing the same bullshit?
Well, you know, we're going to be more degenerate than we are already, and a lot of people are happy with it. So breeding out is least the black people's concern.
Said dudes are not going to work 10 times harder for women that are 10 times worse than when our ancestors dealt with them. Yeah. You know, one thing though, I mean, people say what they say about single mothers in the modern day. There were tons of single mothers back in that day, but for some reason, most of their kids turned out just fine. Now you got bitches in the modern day that gets all these government subsidies that can't raise one child. And, you know, it just makes you wonder about the decline and, you know, how much more of a devastating effect this decline is going to have. And it's because, and it all starts with the decline in the attitude. This mother health holiday, man. Come on. It made me turn back to that photo. Let me see. Oh man. Said Glorilla's in the mist. Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. You know, that's basically what they're all saying. Make it enough, nigga. Yeah, man. But it's gonna be yeah, it's almost the 3 hour mark. So Faulkner. Anything else you want to say, sir, before I shut it down? Or is he asleep over there? Because I know it's late. Yeah, Chaos Rain.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before I wrap this up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So oh boy. It's not very much to say. Oh, there's a call. Good dude. Seriously. Oh man. Is it Ray talking about Faulkner 5-hour energy drink ran out? Said they might give you a little stank on your fingers, man. Let me stop, man. But they say something, man, you bullying, man. Yeah. But anyway. And look at Danny Glover's hairline in this picture right here. Like, this is during the filming of The Color Purple. Look at his hairline in this picture right here. It did. Look at his hairline right here. Like, that's a fucking wig. That's a wig. God damn. Like, shoot. You notice something new every day. But anyway, hybrid catastrophic impact X-83 power says the community is imploding. Yeah, it's imploding, and it's all their fault. I'm gonna say it's their fault because see, men like me tried to talk some sense into our people, but they don't seem to want it. They want a white man to say it first. They want the mainstream media to say it first. They want to say it's okay. When just like with this election season coming up, all of a sudden it's gonna be okay to talk about racism again. Like they do, they have this conversation every 4 years. So if that's okay, hell, The Color Purple must be okay too. Oh my God, thank you for giving all those black people a chance. It's a black movie. It's a black movie. Like Whoopi was saying earlier. It's maybe 2 or 3 white men in there. Like shit. But the most powerful people at the top that greenlit that shit for that op, Alice Walker. Were the powers that be. So nothing's ever completely black. Shoot. Good Times was a black show. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a black show. The Cosby Show was a black show. But Bill Cosby was at the forefront of that shit. But what happened with Cosby? Cosby has been completely demonized, and he came from an era where all the motherfuckers was doing all kinds of shit, but for some reason they wanted to make him responsible. But hey, you know what? Black man. It's so easy to hate on black men. It's like we say in this space, it's America's pastime. And every time somebody gives us $5 or $6 extra, we'll throw our fellow brotherhood under the bus. And that shit has got to fucking stop. And with many of my breaths that I'm going to use in 2024, I'm going to put up an effort to fight the good fight. So when bullshit like this happen, I'll be there to call it out. Period. We need to call this shit out. We need to call shit like The Color Purple out. We need to call shit like your boy Dr. Umar out for wanting the people to sign up for a bad deal. And you see where a lot of these problems is coming from. We always falling for the okie doke because they put a pretty bow on it. And this time the pretty bow is called The Color Purple. In 1985, the pretty bow was called The Color Purple. They threw some money at it, and then black people seeing it on the movie theater. Oh, something black. Oh. And it fucked people's heads up very easily. How the fuck you go into a work of fiction and come out with this idea that somehow you're being oppressed because you cooked a meal for somebody? Really, this movie, just like with the history of Forsyth County, was purposed to distract you from what actually was and is going on in this country as far as the challenges that we face as Black people. They don't want you to think about that. They want us to all turn against each other. They want us to be weakened. And what do? You attack the strength. The Black man, you put his own woman against him. We are taught to love and protect the Black woman from birth. Well, for those of us that are in 2-parent homes who have dads and uncles and grandfathers, we are taught to do everything we can to court them. What are they taught? What are their mothers being taught? What are the mothers teaching their daughters? The color purple. We're being taught to be all these suave gentlemen and shit. They're being taught the color purple. Black men, we gotta grow some nuts, bro. That's all I can say, man. I mean,
Grow some motherfucking nuts. You bunch of punk ass, weak ass, mark ass. God damn, that bitch ugly ass niggas. God damn. She looked like every time I look at Whoopi Goldberg, I feel offended. I feel offended. Looking like a fucking cartoon caricature of a Black person.
Yeah. Did you hear that little audio play I played earlier about you? She was talking about the backlash.
What she said?
Shit, I'll play it again. I'll play it again. Then I'll let you get your final statement in, and
Okay.
we can. So then call it a broadcast.
She got the backlash because everybody said, "Why they let Muggsy Bogues play that woman? Why Muggsy play that woman on the color purple?"
Muggsy Bogues, god damn. Yeah, but take a listen. Take a listen real quick, Faulkner. This is Whoopi Goldberg on the backlash the color purple received.
A lot of shit from a lot of folks at the NAACP.
Yeah.
How dare Steven Spielberg direct this movie? How dare Spike Lee? How dare he doesn't know? And then how dare she write this book about Black men? And who does she think she? I mean, it was like a whole thing. Nothing but Black people in the movie. No, there's maybe 3 white people, but it pretty much is all Black people in the movie, and people are bitching about how dare he.
So what was that like for you?
I was really pissed off. I thought, well, why didn't you make the movie? John, Spike, 12 Oscars, 12 Oscar nominations. And we got not one. Because the NAACP made such a stink about this film. They told people don't go see it, boycott it, blah, blah, blah. But people couldn't boycott it because so many people had read it, they wanted to see it. Then people were mad that we didn't make the book exactly. But it's like, that's 1984. Nobody was going to let me and Suge make out. They just weren't. One kiss is all you get. We didn't really talk about the fact that she was a lesbian. We didn't talk about it because 84.
What's good, 90s? Happy New Year to you as well. Damon King says, Whoopi sound like the Crypt Keeper.
But yeah, how many times did she date nothing but white men? But she wonders, well, you know what? Whoopi is such a hypocrite at times that it's not even funny. Even though I always thought that something was wrong with Whoopi because I thought she was on drugs. Kind of found out it probably was true. But I'm going to give my agenda statement. You niggas need some backbone.
Mhm,
Protest the fuck out of this shit, man. Stop
mhm.
letting everybody tell the narrative of our story. And I like to tell everybody. To all you lesbians, you sips, you fucking feminazis, I'm gonna say this: everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Don't let us start getting the shovels. Woo! Good night.
All right. Thank you for coming through, Faulkner. You know, always good to have some in you know, different perspective than mine. I mean, if anybody would have came, you know, if anybody would have hit the link that would have disagreed with everything I had to say, I'd have been fine with that too. So anyway, yeah, about to wrap this one up. I mean, you know, these images right here, you know, I just wanted to, you just wanted to emphasize what kind of people they are, since we like to pick on black men for going outside the race. You know, I'm just letting you guys know what you support. I'm just letting you guys know what you made iconic. I'm just letting you know that of your constant hypocrisy, your constant hypocrisy. The Color Purple shows that this fucking community is a fucking matriarch. It is. All y'all want to do is fuck with black men. It is ridiculous. And you know, but it's guess I guess I guess as long as long as, you know, the man puts it out, the white man puts it out, and the white woman too, is okay. Is okay is okay to hold brothers accountable for dating out. But every goddamn thing that's possible else that can happen with white people, we allow to happen. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and say, screw this fucking film. If you are a black person and you thought this film was one of the greatest black films of all time, you need your fucking head checked. You need that super chat more than I do to get yourself some fucking therapy. And I'm talking about shock treatment too. Black men have a right to be angry about this. Period. No fucking question. How can our people be so fucking gullible? So fucking ready to receive the programming? So willing to buy into this because whiteness approved it. And that's the funniest thing of all, because we always try to play like we all black, blackity black, support black, pro black, 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 black. And, you know, we just gloss over shit like this. We really do. So anyway, let me Damie King said, no wonder black women tell me they hate black men. Yeah, I mean, shit. Okay. Sound like the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah. I mean, shit. You would never know. Like, as much scrutiny as brothers receive for dating white and, you know, accepting anything that's white, you would never know any of those women fooled white men like that. And, you know, I'm not trying to be a pussy police or anything, but it's like I said, the hypocrisy is just fucking sad. So anyway, screw this film. I hope you enjoyed my take on it. If you didn't, then you know that's fine too. I mean, this broadcast really wasn't for everybody to just sit here and agree with everything I had to say. Maybe some people like this film, you know, that saw this film. And I got nothing but angst for you guys. Seriously. I mean, I can respect your opinion, but what the fuck? Seriously. So if you are one of those people, please leave a comment in the comment section. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to everyone who participated in the live chat. Also, thank you for those super chats. That little financial support you wouldn't believe goes a long way. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, I'll go ahead and end it right now. I'm not gonna tell you to go see this film. You know, is it whatever box office it does, whatever. But I'm not gonna tell you to go through what I went through. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. And when you don't give up, no matter despite all the bullshit, when you don't give up, you'll win. Peace out.